The Central European Business Forum in Melbourne, Australia focuses on discussing possibilities and experiences for Victorian small and medium-sized businesses in relation to doing business with partners from Central Europe. The concept is to make Central Europe visible to Australian businesses and enable them to connect and engage with potential market opportunities for mutual benefit. The event was organised and co-hosted by the Hungarian Consular office in Melbourne and Swinburne University of Technology. Roundtable discussions were held on the 12th of August in Melbourne, Victoria. Over 130 people joined to discuss opportunities and experiences of doing business with partners from Central Europe. The Australian government and 5 Central European nations, namely the Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland, Romania and Slovakia, were officially represented. The audience comprised of Victorian small and medium-sized businesses. Mr. John Richardson, keynote speaker of the event, emphasized the importance and strong history of collaboration for mutual economic benefits between Australia and Central Europe.
Often in Australia, we don't look enough at what is happening in Central Europe. We do tend to focus, very understandably, on our own immediate region of Asia. But really what's been happening over the past couple of years, over the last decade and a half, is that there is an enormous transition underway in Central Europe, of which too few Australians are aware. And the Central European Business Forum is a great opportunity to get the message out to Australians and indeed to people of Central European Australian heritage of the opportunities that are offered in the economic relationship to do a lot more.
He identified opportunities particularly in resources, intellectual property and consumer markets. After the keynote speech, the forum continued with the government panel discussion. The panelists emphasized that Central Europe is the fastest growing region in the EU. Substantial business relationships with Australia already exist, demonstrating the viability of doing business over such a vast geographical distance. Central Europe provides advantages such as highly skilled labour force, links to EU markets, a culture and capacity for innovation, less risky business environment, and greater cultural, legal and institutional similarity to Australia. In order to foster potential opportunities, governments need to remove barriers for businesses between Australia and Central Europe. The government panel was followed by the business panel. Experienced business people pointed out that this is the right time to realize opportunities between Australia and Central Europe. Industrial complementarity and strategic locations provide access to EU and emerging Asian markets, and these are the key drivers of the opportunities. As there is insufficient presence in each other's consumer markets, location-specific branding may be necessary. Positive experiences in high-tech, aviation and aerospace, tourism and hospitality, research and development provide the basis for mutual benefits. Business culture, contractual standards and tender procedures are key points of differences which need to be addressed. After extensive discussion with the audience, the following conclusions were reached. Australian firms need to capitalize on the location advantages of Central European economies. Central European countries have unique resource advantages, but they also share market similarities. Australian and Central European businesses can collaborate to service EU and emerging Asian markets. Australian firms need to learn to service both individual and institutional customers in Central Europe. Central European economies can benefit from strategic collaboration in reaching the Australian market. Australian and Central European businesses can benefit from sharing information, innovation, research and development capacities. The event was sponsored by the Hungarian Consular office in Melbourne, Swinburne University of Technology, Inglot Cosmetics, Korona Concierge, Mámor's Chocolate Saloon, Northeastern University, Peak Equities, Qatar Airways, the Slovak Embassy in Canberra, the State Government of Victoria and Yano Film Media.